Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It is sad, alarming, dangerous when the enemies are sometimes writing articles about your domestic issues in a more balanced way than you write about your own domestic issues. That tells you that the mass media in this country, and not only, but I'm talking about this country because this is the one I care the most, is going in a wrong direction where, it's polarized in a very aggressive way. And if it's now it's just verbal, sometimes you see some reactions that they are mostly peaceful, if you remember that statement. And in this case, we have Business Insider and Sputnik reporting about the same piece of information, same news, which is Tucker Carlson tries to create a media outlet together with a person. Now, that person mainly is referred to differently by the Business Insider, whereas, compared with how the Russians are referring to that person. That person could have been referred in the same way. None of the two is an incorrect, identification of the person. Indeed, the person was a former White House advisor, and indeed that person was a former college roommate of Tucker Carlson. So I guess you can imagine which one took what representation of that person. Who took the roommate and who took the White House former advisor. Now, I'm not going to let you wait too long. I'm going to show you the Business Insider, and then I will jump into the Russia Today, which unfortunately they give us more meaningful information in a more efficient way. Instead of giving me 50 paragraphs saying almost nothing but spewing only garbage, I have the other ones, the evil, our enemies. They're going to use about 7 paragraphs, and out of 7 paragraphs I will take 5 as concise information. Sorry, but this is the level, and we're progressing towards what? Business Insider. Tucker Carlson and his former college roommate are reportedly looking to raise hundreds of millions to launch a new media company. And here they tell us that Tucker Carlson is teaming up with his Daily Caller co-founder to raise money for a new media venture, Wall Street Journal reported. The former colleague roommates want to build the platform off of Carlson's Twitter videos. Fox News ousted Carlson in April after its 700 blah blah blah. I'm not going to read that BS. Not because I don't like it. I don't think that's actually what it was. But hey, if they say so, that's fine. They fired him for that. Good. Now they are going to lose more money than the 787 million. So this is what they are, and they're going to talk about this, and story continues. Tra-la-la, all these 1,000, how do you call them, paragraphs. Let's go to these guys. Sputnik. Tucker Carlson to reportedly launch new media venture with ex-White House advisor. Okay, difference. It's the same. It's the same. The guy qualifies. This is named right here in the first sentence. Not that one over here. I'm not going to hear the sentence. It's just merely the repetition. So they immediately tell us who this guy is. So former Fox News host Tucker Carlson and Neil Patel, a former White House advisor, are reportedly raising funds to launch a new media company. And again, this is the same thing. In April, Fox News announced its separation from Carlson following a high-profile defamation lawsuit settlement. By June, Carlson launched a new show called Tucker on Twitter, emphasizing the platform's perceived support for free speech. The show gained significant popularity. Tralala, Carlson and Patel, who previously co-founded the conservative publication The Daily Caller, are seeking to raise hundreds of millions of dollars in funding for the new venture. They have reportedly met with Twitter to discuss the project, which could involve a website, mobile app, and potential distribution on platforms beyond Twitter. Mobile app that is not going to be supported by anybody because that's how they allow free speech to function here. The success of Carlson and Patel's media company will likely depend on their ability to secure funding, establish a strong online presence, and navigate the evolving landscape and social media platforms. And that's it, the last line here. Development comes at a time of change of Twitter following its acquisition by tech billionaire Elon Musk in late 2022. Twitter is now facing competition from Threads, a new platform launched by CIA, FBI, Department of Justice, State Department, and everybody else. But hey, Mark Zuckerberg is their man. I don't know about Elon Musk, because I think Elon Musk did certain things that I think a regular person would have been already investigated by the... So I'm not sure yet with Elon Musk, because in a free society, or at least in a semi-free society, you don't want to be like idiots like the communists were. The communists were rudimental, were like caveman. They did, no, you can't do, nobody talks, nobody speaks, I'm gonna do this. These guys say, no, we're gonna let you speak, controlled speech. And why? We let you speak on these platforms, and we're listening. And we pick you from there, and then we talk to you. If we would say, no, you can't talk, it's gonna be harder for these guys to listen and say who's who, what's what. But for instance, let's say I'm right here, I'm on YouTube. These guys basically make me self-censor because they close my channel. Whenever I say something that they consider that it's a violation of the community's guidelines, which somehow I'm in a community too, but nobody cares about my guidelines. Anyway, the community is only some groups' guidelines. We're not going to get into that. I have to self-censor. So I kind of know what to say and what to not say, and how hard to go, and how much truth I should just say here. But they say, you know what? Like you friends suggest me, go and, go on Rumble, go on BitChute, go on this and that. You can say whatever you want. Yes, you go over there, and over there you talk. And when you talk, these guys know exactly who's who, what's what. Not that they don't know that I'm an idiot already. They know I'm an idiot. Why? Because, remember, if you want a great example, you can go to Edward Snowden. Just listen to some of his little lectures, and he's going to tell you how much freedom we have, and how much if you think that on this one is just you and I I don't think so. Potentially there's more than two here, and this is going to be stored somewhere, not only in YouTube, that's whatever, phone calls and all that. I'm not going to get into it deeper than that, because I don't know if these guys are going to call it in a certain way, even though that's true. But I just suggest you listen to Snowden. Only 1 or 2 videos, it's enough, you don't need more. And this opens some, provides the right terms, provide the right names, and not like me, talking in generalities, because I don't want to make too many mistakes in this video. So anyway, Tucker is going to do that. I'm all for free speech. I would like free speech to be as uninfringed as possible. I will just stop at just threats, and causing panic, and then you have laws for that, or libel and all that. If you cause damage, public damage to someone because you made a lie, you said a lie or something like this, I'm gonna go into courts, but you should still be able to say it. That's my point. And then the law will take care of you if that's illegal, based on the 3 things I said. I don't think that hate speech should be, or they want to make it in such a way and criminalize it in such a way that simply is going to be at someone's latitude. If I felt that was hatred, I'm going to report you, and that's hate speech, and therefore you're going to go to jail or something, investigate you because I felt insulted. Well, if we go by that, I'm insulted, and I think it's hateful to have Biden as a president. Why? Because I don't think he's fit to be holding office. And that's by observation, empirical observation. And you don't need to be a genius to understand his behavior and translate it in Alzheimer, read an individual. I mean, you don't have to be, are you a doctor? I don't have to be a, how do you call it, a architect to tell you that that's a house over there. Or that's a, I don't know, skyscraper. I don't need that, okay? The same, I don't need to be a doctor to understand that Biden is not acting like a normal human being, but acts like other people that I've seen in my life, and they all belong to one category. And I read about that. What do you think? You think a guy with a PhD did what? Read about what? 60 books for his PhD to make his dissertation? 60 books, 55, depends. You got a master? Okay, 30. So it's 90 books. So that means if I read, let's say, 200 books, I have a double PhD? Or you're going to say, hey, Emil, we don't know if you're smart enough to understand that. Believe me, if you went through college and you met PhDs guys, or doctors, you will say, okay. All right, I met a lot of them. Some of them are good, a lot of them are not. Always open your mouth so I know who you are. I don't need you to give me a diploma or a credential. I don't give up. Yeah, that's very nice of you. Good job. You were disciplined. That's all you show me. And the rest, open your mouth. I want to see how you think and how much you know. The first one is how you think, and the second one is how much you know. It's more important how you think than how much you know. Why? Because information, you can memorize it, but if you don't put together, you can't make a claim, you can make an argument. Even if you have the information, but if you know how to think, you're going to have a solid understanding. And memory is always the basic of, of our intelligence. Memory is the basic, the easiest one. So that's knowing things. But you need effort, you need memory, and so on. Anyway, I hope Tucker, and not only Tucker, anyone else that does not infringe free speech and allow us to communicate and express our opinions, assessment, ideas, criticism, open-mindedness, right? They like us to think outside of the box, but once we think outside of the box, they're gonna shut us down. So the box seems to be in another box. The box is this, and then the other one is right here that pushes you back to the previous box. I hope Tucker succeeds, and everybody else. I want to be free speech as much as possible. The ideas, the open market, free market of exchange of ideas, that's what I want. Let's debate it. Let's see. Let's find the truth together. Don't impose the truth. Find it together. And how do you do that? We bring arguments, counter-arguments, more evidence, and eventually we both win. Why? Because we get closer to the truth. That's my philosophy. But hey, when you debate, you want to win the debate. When you want to win the debate, then you have to win the public. And when you want to win the public, you are dishonest. Thank you very much. Most of the time. And depends on the audience as well, because you have to gauge the audience. If the audience is intellectual, you use a certain kind of way of delivering your message. If the audience is thuggish, then you have to use a certain kind of weasel method to be thuggish in order to get in their heads and get their approval. Because after all, when they leave that venue, they're gonna go home and you influence their thoughts. So that's the main goal. That's winning a debate, not being right, winning those guys over there. Unfortunately, when you have a public debate, when you have a debate with a friend, then you find the truth. Don't try to win the conversation. So I hope he succeeds. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.